Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be giving you a long-awaited foster care update. I know most of my subscribers are here for my foster care content, so I wanted to give you guys an update, and I've been meaning to do this for a while. I've just been busy, and you know, the last few vlogs have kind of let you guys know what's been up, but I didn't give you like the full details about foster care and what's going on there. You who are new to our journey, we became foster parents the beginning of 2018. We fostered all year, until about July of that year. We fostered 5 kids, and sorry, my baby's in the swing over here. You'll hear him cooing and talking. I'm sorry, but I might have to get him in a second. We had a situation where the kids had to be moved. Some of them have gotten to go home. Some of them are up for adoption, and we are so happy for all of them, and we're still in contact with one of them. The others that are with the adoptive family, we don't really have any we don't know where they are now, which is really sad, but we don't. So I'm gonna have to get baby boy. Be right back. This little guy is going through the 4-month sleep regression right now, so I'm on the struggle bus there. But back to what I was saying, the kids we were fostering moved, and we were not happy with the agency we were with, and we were introduced to another agency through our church, through a friend of mine at church. She got approved, and she wanted me to switch to that agency with her, so I went through the process of switching, but the agency we were with was being vindictive and would not send our information over, so we had to we had to redo everything. Paperwork, home studies, all that. So we went through everything other than the training again, like the impact training, which is what it is in Georgia. But we did all the paperwork and all the home studies again. And we got approved earlier this year, 2019. And we did some respite care, and we actually have had several respite placement calls, but they were just not a good fit for us. The last one I got was the day before we went to North Carolina to visit our family, and it was a 2-year-old little boy in a full body cast. Apparently his foster parents had harmed him in some way that he needed to be in a full body cast. It was so hard for me to say no to that call, because I wanted to help him. I really did, but I didn't know how I would be able to do that. Homeschool 2 kids and take care of a newborn at the time. Like, he was 2.5 months old at the time. And I've never taken care of a cast. None of my kids, knock on wood, have ever broken any bones. The only thing I've ever broken is my middle finger at cheerleading practice when I was like 12. So I had no idea how to care for a full body cast, let alone a 2-year-old who doesn't know me in a full body cast. I know he has to be miserable, and I've been praying for him, and I hope and pray that he is healed and with a good family who maybe doesn't have any other kids who can give him their full attention. Like, I wouldn't have been able to leave the house with him or anything, and we were about to go on a trip, and it was just really hard for me to say no to that call, but I knew it just wasn't a right fit for us at the time. And while we were in North Carolina, I got a text saying that we would be put on hold with the state. And this is because, okay, my oldest daughter is fully vaccinated. She's 11. I didn't know about, you know, vaccine injury and the ingredients in vaccines and children dying from vaccines. I didn't know about that when I had her, and I thought I was doing the best thing for her by getting her all her vaccines. And this is going to be a really touchy subject. It is for most people. Some people are very pro-vaccine, and some people are very anti-vaccine. I find myself somewhere in the middle. I'm not necessarily pro, but I'm not necessarily anti. I think some of them are beneficial, and my kids do get their vaccines. They just don't get them all at one time anymore. I know, boy. There you go. There you go. I like that toy. Oh, you missed. You missed. I think he's starting to teeth early. He's wanting to chew on this, but he'll start fussing from chewing on it. But back to what I was saying. Sorry, I'm going to get interrupted quite a lot during this, I can tell. So, we are not anti-vaccine. We just get our kids, Reagan and Luca anyway, they're on a delayed vaccine schedule. And with the last agency, they just did a religious exemption. Reagan has had every vaccine. She just hasn't had multiples of every vaccine. She's almost caught up, but not all the way. And then Luca is also on a delayed vaccine schedule, and he's only had 2 vaccines, and he's 4 months old. So, and he'll be getting 2 more in like 2 weeks. So we only get 1 or 2 at a time, depending. Like right now, he got the rotavirus. He did okay with that. He got the DTaP. He did okay with that. So the next appointment, we'll get both of those again because he didn't have a reaction to either one. Other than diarrhea with the rotavirus, and then he didn't poo for a few days. But anyway, that's a whole different video. He is not up to date on his shots, and neither is Reagan, and that was fine up until recently. I had to turn in Luca's birth certificate, shot record. Anytime you have another child, you know, DFACS wants to know everything. I'm just going to have to nurse him. Anyway, you know, when you're, as a foster parent, DFACS wants to know everything, like, especially when you have another child. They want to know about your children as well and what's going on with them. I have to have letters from my pediatrician saying that my children are healthy and there's no concerns, things like that, in order to be a foster parent. And you know, we had all of that, but his shots were not up to date and Reagan's weren't up to date. And when we got approved, that wasn't a problem. But around the time that I turned in his paperwork, the state changed their policy on delayed vaccines, and with your foster children, you have to get all their vaccines all the time, and that's just what you have to do to be a foster parent, because the state is their legal guardian. But my children, I want to be able to make the decisions for my children, and decide what is put in my kids' bodies when, and I'm not saying that they're not going to get vaccinated. They do, but they only get 1 at a time. And like I said, I'm sure this will be very divided in the comments, and that's okay, to each their own, but this is just my opinion on it. I've done hours and hours of research, reading. My husband's home. But right now, we cannot foster until my kids are up to date on their vaccines. So, with that being said, I also have to get some CEU hours, which is our continuing education. Foster parents have to get about 15 hours a year of continuing education. So I've been working on getting those hours on online classes, and I have to get 5 in-class hours. So I've been doing that, and we're going to wait until our kids are up to date on their vaccines. Once he's up to date on his 4-month vaccines, then we could start fostering again. And then, you know, once he's up to date on his 6-month vaccines. So right now, I'm taking it. I was very upset at first because I was like, there's no way we're going to be able to foster. But once I looked at the vaccine schedule and I figured out where he would be with the delay, because he still gets 1 or 2 at a time, so he will eventually be caught up. It'll take a while. It won't be, you know, anytime in the near future, but in the next few months, he will be caught up. So in the next few months, we will be able to foster again. But right now, we are going to be taking yet another break. I took a break while I was pregnant with him and while I was redoing everything to get approved again. And then we were only doing respite care when he was a newborn. And then we were ready to start fostering again, and then this happens. So we're just taking it as it's really hard for me to say no, and right now is a time in my life where I probably need to say no, because I have 2 kids I'm homeschooling and a new baby, and I really probably just need to focus on them right now. And then once they're up to date, we can start fostering again. So there will not be any foster care updates until we're fostering again. I might do some special videos on past experiences fostering, but there'll be no new content on fostering until we start fostering again. It is in the works, and we are planning to, but it's just going to be a few months. So I hope you understand that. I hope you stick around because we will continue fostering. It's just going to be another little break, and I hope you guys understand. I just have to do what I feel is best for my family and my children, so we can still help others, and but also I want to look out for my family as well. So I hope you guys understand. That's the update. And yeah, that's really all I have for you guys as far as foster care goes. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope this was helpful, and I hope you understand where I'm coming from. You know, it's not really a black or white area. I'm kind of in a gray area as far as how I feel about vaccines. So I feel like you darned if you do, you darned if you don't. You know, I don't want anything to happen to my kids from getting them. Kids have reactions, seizures, comas, and even death. It's in the insert that they give you at the doctor that some of these can cause death. So that frightens me. And even though it's a low percentage to that person that child died, that's their child. And I can't imagine. Like, that is my worst fear, is losing a child. I've lost a child to miscarriage, and it was just absolutely horrifying. Just a miscarriage. It's not just a miscarriage, but to have a living child that you've been taking care of pass away, I don't know that I could make it through that. And yeah, I just want to keep my kids safe as much as I possibly can and try to make informed decisions about their health care. And yeah, I know there's going to be a lot of hate in the comments and dislikes on this video, and I understand some people are very pro-vaccine. I get it. I used to be one until I read some stories. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. I love you all, and Jesus loves you too. God bless you all. Bye.